everyone. I'm here to make my presentation on the environmental scan DOH project. First of all, I wish to apologize that I'm making this presentation right now. It's not my fault, it's due to the technical hitch that I experienced. Okay, so on the screen you can see the caption, which is digitizing war memories. So it's the theme of these projects you're looking at. The first project on the screen is the Civil War Collection Project. It was built by the Michigan State University. Then the second project is the Arkansas Vietnam War Project. The third is the Civil Rights Movement Veterans Project. Then the fourth one isn't a project, but my intended project. It's going to be based on the Biafran War. The Biafran War is a war that was fought in Nigeria, my country, and it lasted for about almost 3 years. It began on the 6th day of July 1967 and ended on the 15th day of January 1970. The war was fought to counter secession of Biafra from Nigeria. The Biafrans were the Igbos. And so, causes of the war, I think there was a military coup, and there was a counter coup, and then the main cause of the war was the persecutions of Igbos in the northern states that made the war happen. And so, the reasons for this project, the first reason is that I intend to. Okay, the first reason is that recently so many people are clamoring for war. They want the country to be divided, and so I thought to myself that it is lack of information because they do not have so much information about the Biafran War at their fingertips, and that's why they think the war is some sort of an adventure, and I feel it is ignorance that's making them call for another war in the country, and thus the reason I decided to build a project on the Biafran War. Another reason, of course, is for academic purpose, and so a lot of people, scholars, historians who wish to study about the Biafran War would have information because I did my research and I found that not many websites are based on the Biafran War or have factual information on the Biafran War, and so I intend to build this project where information on the Biafran War would be housed. So the goal of the project is to create a space where all those who lost their lives in the Biafran War can be remembered, not just by Nigerians, but by the world. Another goal of this project is to create a digitized space that will help future generation of educators, researchers, students, and historians to know about the war. Okay, I already said that. Now let's look at the three projects, DH projects that I picked that have the same theme running through them. The first project is the Civil War Collections. It's built by the Michigan State University, and the purpose of this DH project is to document Michigan's role in the Civil War and preserve materials from the period. Michigan wasn't part of the war, but it played an active role in the Civil War in that it supplied food and provided healthcare services for injured participants of the war. And so the method used is that a website was created to house scanned copies of the original documents along with transcriptions and photographs. Now let's look at the second DOH project, which is the Arkansas Vietnam War project. This isn't different from the Civil War collection. It has the same purpose to document Arkansas's role in the war and preserve materials from the period. but the methods differ. The first is that online questionnaires were downloaded by veterans and civilians who wish to share experiences of the war. Then also archival materials such as letters, documents, photographs, diaries were also collected to build this website, and surveys and materials were uploaded on this website. And now let's look at the third DH project, which is the Civil Rights um Veterans Project. We all know, okay, this project is slightly different from the two mentioned in that it's not about war, or it could also be about war in a way, because the civil rights movement arose in the 60s as a result of the segregation of the blacks by the whites, and so they had to create this movement to fight for their freedom. So it was a struggle. A lot of people lost their lives in the process, and even though some protests were non-violent, others were violent. And so the sole purpose of this project is to make sure that there is at least one place where the civil rights movement story is told by those who actually lived it. Here you see that it is those who experienced the civil rights movement that can come out to tell the story. So authenticity is very key in this project. And the methods used, veterans of the movement who have listed themselves on the veterans roll call could submit materials for posting on the site. Also, non-veterans are allowed to submit photos, documents, and tributes. Here, this actually depicts the theme, which is digitizing memories. By paying tributes to these loved ones, their memories are alive even in death. And now, having seen these three and compared these three projects, let's look at my grand proposal. First of all, I wish to collect and preserve materials such as letters, interviews, surveys, photographs, artifacts. There's this bomb called the Ogbunigwe bomb that was created during the Biafran War, and it was made locally, and it's in the museum. A lot of people don't know about the bomb, and so my DH project, which is the Biafran Memorial, is going to have a picture of this Biafran war bomb, which is the Ogbunigwe bomb, which can be likened to the hydrogen bomb of the United States of America. Another proposal is that I intend to provide information for the sole purpose of academic history and politics. Then, a unique thing about my project is that no fee will be charged to access this project. It's going to be totally free because it's not for a commercial purpose but for an academic purpose. Having said all this, let's take a look at my works cited. These are my works cited. Thank you so much for listening.